Hello Tamers and welcome to round 4 of the Animal Colosseum Beast Wars, GraceNovamon vs Mitamamon. Reroll. And GraceNova has the first move. Security setup. Digimon standby. Let's open the digital gates. Hatching Sunmon. But unfortunately, GraceNova has no level 3s in their starting hand. For 4 costs, they play Fireamon. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with the Light Fang traits and 1 card with the Nightclaw or Galaxy trait from among them to your hand. The rest are returned to deck bottom. For Light Fang, Apollomon, and for Nightclaw or Galaxy, the Galaxy type, GraceNovamon is searched. Turnover, hatching, Kentaurosmon. Evolves into Kudamon, then for 2 cost into Repamon, then for 2 cost, physical training. 1 and 2, they grab a second physical, and for 2 cost, immediately cast it. 1 and 2, they grab Kudamon. Turnover. First, Sunmon will evolve into Lunamon. Then for 4 cost, the Twin Tamers, Ko and Sayo, are played. They have an on-play effect, but it can't be used just yet. Turnover, Repamon moves out and immediately goes for security. On attack, by trashing the top card of your security, the next time one of your Digimon would evolve this turn, reduce the evolution cost by 2. So they trash their Kentaurosmon, triggering Kentaurosmon, which now gives Repamon jamming as it strikes security. It's the option card, Hero of the Skies. On security, it's simply added to its owner's hand. Now making use of Repamon's effect for 3-2, 1 cost, Repamon will evolve into Chirinmon. On evolve, by trashing the top card of your security, unsuspend this Digimon. So they now trash the Kudamon to unsuspend. Now the delay effects of 1 physical training for 3-2, 1 cost. With all the beast data crossing over from different servers, Kudamon will now unlock a new evolution, re-arising into the holy god beast that governs the souls of Digimon, Mitamamon. 1 draw. On evolve, by trashing the top card of your security, you may play 1 level 4 or lower yellow card from your hand and no cost. So they now trash Repamon to play from the hand EX5 Kudamon. Then, the Digimon played by this effect gains Rush for the turn. And with Kudamon's on play, if there are 6 or fewer total cards in both players' security, you may play 1 yellow tamer from your hand and no cost. With Mitamamon's on evolve, the total has just been reduced to 6. So they can play Richard Samson. Now Mitamamon goes for security. With Repamon's inheritable, -2k DP inflicted to Fireamon, but with the new EX5 Chirinmons on attack once per turn, if there are 6 or fewer total cards in both players' security, you may place 1 yellow card from your hand on top of your security. They choose to place a second Richard Samson. Check on 11k, it is 15k on GraceNova, but Mitama survives thanks to Kentauromon's jamming. And even if it didn't have that jamming, Mitamamon on all turns gives all of your yellow Digimon barrier. Now for 0 cost, Kudamon will unleash a Blinding Ray, trashing their top security and gaining 2 memory afterwards. But of course, it's the Richard they rig. And when Richard is trashed from security by an effect, he is now played at no cost. Which means it is now time to activate a blast of Richard's Digisoul. On main, if there are 6 or fewer total cards in both players' security, by suspending this tamer, one of your Kudamon may evolve into a Kentaurosmon in your hand for the cost, ignoring its level. So, Digisoul charge and overdrive for 5 cost. Kudamon will now warp Digivolve into the Crimson Guardian that gallops across the icy wastes of the Royal Knights, Kentaurosmon. 1 draw. On evolve, since there are currently less than 6 total cards in both players' security, they regain 3 memory back to 0 and place a Chirinmon on top of their security. And with that, Kentaurosmon attacks. On attack, by trashing that rigged Chirinmon, Kentauros unsuspends while shooting -7k DP to Fireamon, depleting it. Check on 13k, but it is another copy of Ko and Sayo, now played for free. Once again, they are on-play whiffs. Of course, Kentauros will go for a second swing. Check. Another Fireamon, trashed. Finally, for 3 cost, Kudamon is played directly to the field. With this promo Kudamon's on play, you may return 1 Kentaurosmon from your trash to deck bottom to recover 1 security. So since the top security that they trashed was a Kentaurosmon, they now recover back to 3 security. And with that, turn over, Lunamon moves out. At the start of your main phase, by returning one of your Digimon to their owner's hand, gain 2 memory. Unfortunately, that Firemon did not survive. First, for 2 cost, Lunamon evolves into Lekismon. Its on-evolve is essentially the same as Firemon, except that it searches for 1 Nightclaw and 1 Light Fang or Galaxy. 1, 2, and 3. Nice, 2 targets. They grab another Lekis and Flare. Now with Lunamon's Inheritable. On main once per turn, by placing the top card of this Digimon with the Nightclaw or Light Fang trait as its bottom evolution card, gain 2 memory. So effectively what happens now is that Lekismon will regress into Luna to gain back 2 memory, triggering Sunmon's Inheritable during your turn once per turn. When this Digimon's top card is placed into its evolution card's bind effect, this Digimon may evolve into a Digimon card in your hand for 1 less evolution cost. So for 2 minus 1, 1 cost, Lunamon evolves into another Lekis. On evolve again, 1, 2, and 3. They are going to grab another copy of Ko and Sayo as well as another Lunamon. Now, using the effect of Flaremon from the hand, when you would play or Digivolve into this card, if you have a Digimon with Light Fang, Nightclaw, or Galaxy in its traits, with 3 or more evolution cards, reduce the cost by 2. Lekismon currently has 3 evolution cards, so for 3 minus 2, 1 cost, it evolves into Flaremon. On evolve, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5k DP or less. There goes Kudamon. Now, with Ko and Sayo's main effects, by suspending this Tamer and placing the top card of one of your Digimon with the Light Fang or Nightclaw trait as its bottom evolution card, you may evolve one of your Digimon into a Digimon card from your hand at no cost. So suspending them, Flaremon will regress back into Lekismon, so that for 0 cost, Lekismon can evolve up into Cressimon. And on evolve, one of your opponent's Digimon can't suspend until the end of your opponent's turn. The target chosen is Kentaurosmon. Now finally, for 4 cost. Glory to Light Fang! Burning up with the flames of the sun, Cressimon will now evolve into the Valiant Olympus 12, Apollomon. 1 draw. And on evolve, Blitz! With Mitamamon's effect, during the opponent's turn, all of your opponent's Digimon with a level equal or more than the total cards in both players' security gain security attack minus 2. Since the currently remaining number of security in total is 4, and Apollo is level 6, it is inflicted with security attack minus 2. However, with its own effects, during your turn, for every 3 of this Digimon's evolution cards, this Digimon gains security attack plus 1. It currently has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means it gains security attack plus 2, cancelling Mitamamon's minus 2 for 1 check on 12 plus 2, 14k with Flaremon's Inheritable. Check. It is 4k on Liamon, trashed, allowing Apollomon to unleash another wave of fire. During your turn once per turn, when a card is removed from your opponent's security, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with DP less than or equal to this Digimon. It burns down Mitamamon. The God Beast turns to ash. With promo Kudamon's Inheritable, on deletes one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 1k DP for the turn, but Apollomon is barely phased by it. Turnover, active, draw, hatching, Kyauromon. At the start of the main phase with Richard's effect, since there are less than 6 total security, they both trigger for plus 2 memory. Now Kyauromon evolves into Kudamon, then for 2 cost into Repamon, and for 3 cost into another Chirinmon. Finally, for 3 cost, BT13 Kudamon is played. On play search, 1, 2, and 3, they are going to grab Richard and another Kentauros. Turnover, active, guess I should move this down. Draw, hatching, Sunmon. First, Apollomon goes for security. With no Mitama in its way, it's going for 3 checks on 14k. First, but it's Kentaurosmon's signature option card, Odin's Breath. On main, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3k DP until the end of your opponent's turn. Only 1 target. Then, if there are 6 or fewer total cards in both players' security, all opposing Digimon gain security attack minus 1 until the end of your opponent's turn. So Apollomon has been reduced to 2 checks on 11k. But now Apollo's third effect triggers. Since a card was removed from the opponent's security, Kudamon is blown up. Now it goes for its second check on 11k. Final security check for Mitamamon, and it is 7k on Chirinmon, incinerated. Now, activating the main effects of one of the Ko and Sayos by suspending them and returning Apollomon to the bottom of its stack, it regresses into Cressimon, and for 0 cost, victory to Nightclaw! Glowing whites in the glow of the moon, Cressimon will now evolve into the Elegance Olympus 12 Dianamon. 1 draw. On evolve, for each of this Digimon's evolution cards, trash any one evolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon. Dianamon currently has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so it absolutely shreds Kudamon from under Kentauros. Then, all of your opponent's Digimon with no evolution cards can't suspend until the end of your opponent's turn. So that's another turn of Kentauros being frozen. Now Dianamon's second effect triggers on all turns once per turn. When an evolution card of an opponent's Digimon is trashed, unsuspend this Digimon. But even though Mitamamon has no security remaining, Dianamon cannot go for the final blow because it's inflicted with security attack -1 from Odin's Breath. So instead, Sunmon will be evolved into Lunamon and for 2 cost into Lekismon. Now technically GraceNova could win the game here if they had another Apollomon, but they currently do not. So instead, for 3 cost, they will play their other signature tamer combination, Sayo and Ko. No on-play effect, so simply turn over. But it is at the start of the opponent's turn that the blue, Sayo and Ko unleash their power. At the start of the opponent's turn, by placing a same level Digimon from the evolution cards of one of your Digimon with the Nightclaw or Light Fang trait and no cost, 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into a Digimon in your hand, paying the DNA evolution cost. Any Digimon played by this effect are returned to your hand at the end of the turn. So since Dianamon is level 6, the same level Apollomon can now be deployed as a second Digimon by its side. And now, with Apollomon and Dianamon as DNA material, the time has come. The sun and moon shall now collide, creating a supernova of Big Bang energy, ushering in the creation of a new galaxy, and the name of that galaxy is GraceNovamon. 1 draw. On evolve, if DNA Digivolve, trash any 8 evolution cards from your opponent's Digimon, but there are none left. Then, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with equal or fewer evolution cards than this Digimon. The Royal Knight is reduced to atoms by GraceNova's galactic energy. And with that, Chirinmon moves out. At the start of the main phase, both Richards give +2 memory. Pushed into a corner, Richardmon will once again unleash the power of his bond with Kudamon, paying 5 cost to evolve Chirinmon back into the Royal Knight's Kentaurosmon. 1 draw. On evolve, of course, since there is only 1 security left on the field, they regain 3 memory and rig their security with Odin's Breath as Kentauros attacks. With its on attack, it trashes Odin's Breath to unsuspend and inflicts -7k to GraceNova. And when Odin's Breath is trashed from security, its main effect triggers, inflicting another -3k to GraceNova and security attack -1 to GraceNova's entire field until the end of their next turn. Next, with EX5 Chirinmon's Inheritable, they recover with a Richard on top of security, and with Repamon and Kudamon's Inheritables, that's a total of another -4k DP to GraceNova. So with -7, -3, -2, -2, that's a total of -14k DP to GraceNova. On the other hand, with the Inheritables of 1 Lekismon, 2 Lekismon, and Cressimon during the opponent's turn, GraceNova gains +6k DP, so it rises to 21k before falling by 14k, leaving it with only 7k DP. In other words, even though it's a blocker, it is currently weaker than Kentauros' 13. It lets this attack through. Final security check for GraceNova, and it is... There's the Apollomon they were looking for at 12k DP. It is not enough to stop the Royal Knight as it goes for a second swing. Of course, with no security remaining, GraceNova has no choice but to block, and it loses the battle to Kentauros. On all turns, if this Digimon will leave the battle area by your opponent's effect, by trashing 2 cards of the same level in this Digimon's evolution cards, prevent it from leaving play. However, this removal resistance only applies to opposing effects, which means it cannot be used when GraceNova is taken down in battle. The brave Royal Knight successfully shoots the galaxy down. Finally, for 4 cost, Repamon is played directly to the field end turn over. At the start of the turn, Ko and Sayo bump the memory up by 3, active, draw, and Lekismon moves out. The first thing they will do is use Lunamon's Inheritable to regress Lekis into Luna while gaining 2 memory up to 5, triggering the effects of the blue Sayo and Ko during your turn when an effect places the top card of your Digimon as its bottom evolution card. By suspending this tamer, gain 1 memory, as well as Sunmon such that for 2-1, 1 cost, Lunamon can evolve back into another Lekis. On evolve, 1, 2, and 3. There we go. They will grab Sayo and Ko as well as Apollomon. Since Lekismon now has 3 evolution cards for 3-2, 1 cost, it can evolve into Cressimon. And on evolve, Repamon is frozen until the end of the opponent's turn. Now with the upper Ko and Sayo's main effects, they are suspended to regress Cressa back into Lekis and allowing it to evolve into another Cressimon for free. On evolve, this time Kentaurosmon is frozen. And now, with their remaining 4 memory, the flames of the sun will burn out valiantly once more as Cressimon evolves into Apollomon. 1 draw. And now it goes for security. It currently has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 evolution cards. So it gains security attack plus 2, -1 from Odin's Breath, putting it at 2 damage on 12k DP because it does not have any Phyramons or Flaremons in its evolution cards. Once again, final security check for Kentauros. And it is, well, we knew what it was going to be. A 3rd Richard, now played for free. And with Apollomon's 3rd effect, he has strategically fixed his evolution line so that he only has 12k DP. Not strong enough to bomb Kentaurosmon, so Repamon is burned down instead, leaving Kentaurosmon full of evolution cards on the field. Now with the main effects of the other Ko and Sayo, they are suspended, regressing Apollomon, such that the Sun and Moon can now swap places, allowing Cressimon to properly evolve into Dianamon. 1 draw. On evolve, with its 7 evolution cards, it can rip through the entirety of Kentaurosmon's evolution line, further freezing the opponent's field. And with its all turns effect, it unsuspends. But again, due to the security attack minus from Odin's Breath, it is not able to go for game. But to that, Lightclaw and Nightfang have this response. For 4 cost, they drop a 3rd copy of Ko and Sayo. And because their main effect can also be triggered on play, they are immediately suspended to instantaneously regress Diana back into Cressa, and for the 3rd time this turn, evolve it to level 6, taking the form of the sun god, Apollomon. 1 draw. And although the memory has moved over to the opponent's side, on evolve, Blitz! And with security attack plus 2 from its 8 evolution cards, it can do damage despite Odin's Breath. Mitamamon and Kentaurosmon have no blockers on the field and no security remaining. It's a direct attack and the match is over. The winners of the forefront of the Beast Wars are Apollomon and Dianamon.